All right.
Michael Jones, thank you for being here.
Yay!
Yay!
My name is Craig King, and Elijah, can you listen, please? I've been working on this food film for a long time, and I was inspired by a young man from far away named Jamie Catto. He happens to be right here. You may have heard of One Giant Leap. So anyway, he's here tonight, and this is a celebration of the sequel to One Giant Leap, which is What About Me? And we're going to do a little prequel of the food film, which he and I are collaborating on, called Here We Grow. So, Jamie, if you could come up and just say something special.
He's like shaking his head, Mr. Cash.
Right.
I'll never know. Good evening. Thank you very much for having me as your guest in Boulder, where I've never been, but everyone always says you have to go. And we were at Melissa and Terry's house last night, and I tried singing a song with a guitar, and I nearly had a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, because of the altitude.
But apparently it's something to do with the altitude, and it means that it's okay, I'm not a shit singer. So anyway, collaborating with Craig has been a real trip so far on Here We Grow, and before we play you this little preview, I just wanted to say it got me to thinking there's many doorways into making a film about humans and about consciousness, and you can make it through anything, and when Craig started talking to me, I opened my eyes to making it about food. It kept coming back into my mind when we had to define what we were as artists. To a lot of the press for releasing this film, we've had to make certain statements about what we think or we don't think. And the thing was about food was that we were talking about nourishment in all ways, and how the artists, a lot of the artists right now, certainly many of the artists I've met since I've arrived here, are all about making work that is nourishing to their own process while they made it and explored what they were exploring, and nourishing to all the people that saw it when it was finished. And what that's about is, for us with One Giant Leap right now, is about turning up to be really as vulnerable and especially as raw and shadowy in the work as we can possibly be, because when we really make the work about what's really going on for us, especially the stuff that we maybe don't want to make the work about, then that always seems to connect with something real with the audience. And so every time I talk about me, you'll hear about you. And that's how we made this film, which is called What About Me? Anyway. I know what I mean. Hopefully after you've seen the film, you will. And we're now going to play you Here We Grow's preview that Craig's been working on. And once again, thanks a lot for having us. Cheers.
Just wanted to say that
was like my favorite part of the movie when they were doing it. What'd you think, Doug?
I enjoyed it. How long have you been here, Duncan? About an hour?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Just arrived from New York. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Thanks. And thanks again to Craig for bringing us over and setting up this screening and educating us about food. Nutritional things. So, last time we made a film, we went around places and showed the film and answered questions at the end. And, no, it's Kiska.
Is that a question?
No, that's not the first question. And sometimes afterwards we got the opportunity to listen to the sounds of our own voice and especially answer questions about the film. So this is the first time we've both been at a screening at the same time since our...
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt, but we've only just finished it, and this is like kind of the first one we've done together, like with an audience. You watch it, you know, you sit in front of the computer screen. I mean, somebody said, how many hours did you take to edit that? I said, how many hours is there in 5 years? Lots. So tonight, watching you lot watch it was a real treat. So, yes.
Ask us a question.
Oh yes, a question. Anybody got any questions?
Oh, we better.
Yes.
I was wondering why you've done it as far.
No, that's ridiculous.
Oh, right.
You have to shout.
Yeah. Project.
What have you done in response to the people that were kind of aggravated that they were concerned they weren't getting anything in return? Like you guys were taping them, but they'd never see it. You know.
There's a couple questions.
That was in Gabon, and what we were doing, we were travelling with the Minister of Culture and kind of a big Gabonese pop star, and it wasn't actually directed at us, but it raises the reason we put it in is that when I've talked to some other people who make TV about that kind of issue, third world issues, people die. Nobody pays them. Even if you pay them, we paid them. They don't get paid what we get paid. And that's really the point we wanted to make. We wanted to be kind of clear about that. It's difficult because it's great for us to see it, and it's great for us to put it on the screen, and it's great for us to realise, in a way, how unattached we are to community when this is just community going off, like, full on. So, although they got paid, the point we're making is that we get paid more, and we're here tonight drinking vodka, and they're not. They're drinking palm wine and
Having a fucking good time.
having a fucking good time as well.
Yeah. Good point, Jamie.
And that's one of the things that's important for us that in our work is that we show that, you know, no matter how much all the corporate things that we can constantly complain about are squashing culture, culture is a lot stronger than Nike or Nokia or any brand that might come in somewhere and make problems. Culture is much stronger than any brand that we could put there. And another reason we put that stuff in the film was just because we wanted to get a chance to talk about this foundation that we have, which is that a percentage of all the profits, even quite a good percentage from the profits of the people that paid for it, which is unheard of. We had it contractually in the beginning that, you know, a chunk of the proceeds always goes to the communities that we were filming in, so that if it did really well, then they'd get stuff that would be like built there for the community. So we get a chance to talk about that. And say, any more questions?
So I was just wondering, as artists, you probably had to be inspired in order to do this. So what inspired you to do this, and then from this film, what inspired you to create more? Because I'm assuming, as probably everyone else has been inspired just by watching the film, you have been inspired by producing it and want to make something